What's up, guys? All American Bass here with my review of the Fender American Standard Jazz Bass. So, the changes I believe that this model has from the previous model is they pulled out the S1 switching system and they went with the traditional style Alnico pickups, 2 volume, 1 tone, 20 frets, kind of what the jazz has always done. They kind of went back to that. It's still the, they hum cancel, if the volumes are at the same level, they'll cancel each other out. So they're very much the traditional pickups. Of course, they're still going with the Posiflex graphite rods in the neck, string through body, their new lightweight tuners, and the Fender high mass vintage bridge. Yeah, I feel like they've hit a real good combination of hey, let's use what works and let's use the basic improvements that just make a better instrument. I never played any of the basses with S1 switching, so I don't know how good that was, but I've played a fair number of different instruments with the traditional pickups and also different active setups and what have you. But I mean, for me, it's really I didn't start playing on a Fender Jazz, but I know what people say when they're like, hey, playing the jazz is like coming home. Like, that does make sense, man, because it's just a classic. It really is. It's got that traditional warm classic tone with like that low mid bite, great clarity. It really is an awesome instrument. Okay, so my bass in particular, I scored it off a musician's friend. I believe it was a demo model, so it was a couple $100 off. I opted to go with that route versus buying, the new one, because it was a few hundred. I think I saved like $270 or something. And at that price range, if you're listening to this, you're probably doing the same thing I did, and trying to just get all the information that you can, before you drop all that cash down. You want to know that you're getting your money's worth. And let me assure you, man, you are getting your money's worth. Like, I'm so happy. This instrument exceeds my expectations thoroughly. So let's see. When it came, the action was set at, I guess, what I would describe medium-low setting, which is a little bit higher than I normally play. I usually keep my action set pretty low, but I actually kind of like it. It has a little bit more tonal integrity. It's a little bit of an adjustment for me, but I'm actually really liking it. I haven't taken out a measurement tool and checked the exact specs or anything as far as how high the action is, but it's pretty comfortable right now. And I've had the instrument for a few weeks now, and I haven't had to touch a truss rod at all, man. On my other basses, which are all I would consider intermediate level instruments, you gotta pay more attention to that and adjust the truss rod on a bit more of a regular basis. And the neck on these American basses, man, they're super stable. Like, as well as the tuners, they're really great. So finish, of course, it has the satin finish on the neck, which is super fast. I really like that. And the nitrocellulose on the body, so I suppose it's supposed to let the wood breathe better and wears quicker, so that your guitar can get some mojo. That's cool, of course. I don't personally know because I'm not a technician, but I'll take their word for it, man. The instrument sounds freaking great. That's all I know. It came with, I'm not sure since like I said, I believe it's a demo model. I'm not sure what the strings that are on it are. I'll probably have to email them and find out. But there's some round wounds, steel, I'm assuming, and I'm not sure, man. But they're seeming to kind of go dead already. Maybe that's just me, but so I'm not sure about the strings. The fretwork is awesome. Not any sketchy spots or anything. It's got a nice rolled edge. Feels great. Really, really easy to get around on. So I mean, like I said, the instrument looks great, plays great. It really is awesome. The only, I guess you'd say, exceptions to this, and I've always kind of wondered about this, like Fender's, they, every time they put out a model, they adhere pretty strictly to, like the color choices, the aesthetic options that they provide on their instruments. And I get why they do that. I mean, it makes sense, of course. That if everyone was making requests for exact colors, that would seriously hamper their production. And of course, they want the different models from the different years to look unique. So that when someone, of course, looks at them, they'd be like, "Oh yeah, that was from that year." But I'm thinking I might change the pickup covers and the knobs. Which, like I said, purely aesthetic. And the only other thing is the case, the SKB Fender molded case. Like it's fine, it's great. A lot of people are making a big deal out of it. I mean, sure, it's nice, it's good and functional, and if you're flying around the world, it'd be a great case for you. I personally prefer the classic cases. I think they look a lot better, and they got mojo, man. I mean, come on, they look way nicer, in my opinion, of course. That's just my. So yeah, I mean, overall, excellent instrument, definitely worth the money. Not sure about the strings, but still decent. I would highly recommend it. Great instrument. Proper traditional sound, clarity, punch with the low end bite. I mean, dude, classic jazz, classic Fender jazz. Can't go wrong. Yeah. All American bass.